Hey, good morning. My name is Dave Lockwood. I'm with Remove It Pros Demolition, and what we're doing here is a video log on our progress towards expanding Remove It Pros all through the state of Florida. So what we do is we basically do interior demolition and junk removal. We make money in several different areas. One of them is we make the money doing the demo or the junk removal, and then we repurpose stuff. So we have a repurposing shop where we sell just shy of $1 million a year of repurposed cabinets, appliances, furniture, hurricane windows, everything you could possibly think of. We talked about on the last video, we talked about what Darrel and them guys at Channel Jumpstarter. Darrel Ives he's known in the industry. He is the guy behind, one of the guys behind The Chosen. And The Chosen is, if it's not there yet, it's pretty close to being the best or the most served movie ever. So the way they did that is it's like Baywatch is an example of what Darrel would talk about it being served up. Baywatch is the most watched movie ever. Baywatch, the series. But the reason is not that it's the best movie ever, but it's because they've served it up in every language possible. So all over the world, it's being shown in all these different languages so people will watch it. So that's what he's done. It's an amazing movie, amazing series. And they did a crowdfunding on it so they wouldn't have Hollywood influence into their message about Jesus. And he also is a strategist for a lot of the top YouTubers. One of them that you may know is Mr. Beast. He calls him Jimmy. He helps Jimmy with the numbers. What's going on here? What's going on there? You know, they're trying to maximize everything. And Darrel has been on YouTube long enough. He loves the numbers. He loves the statistics, and he follows that stuff very closely. So what he did is he did a channel review for us. And that's what this video is going to be. We're going to take and put that up and show you behind the scenes, a YouTube expert showing us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and and just all the behind the scenes stuff, about the relationship that Darrel and I have.
And Darrel, how are you doing?
Doing good. Ready for this. Let's get David on. Let's do it.
Cool. David, go ahead, unmute yourself.
Hey, David,
can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay, good.
Awesome. So, David, why don't you go ahead, share your screen, and start talking with Darrel about what you've got going on?
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Let me see if I can see what's going on. You want to bring everybody up to speed with what you do, and then we can kind of talk more granular here in a second?
All right. So I have a demolition business, and we do a lot of hands-on demolition, and we do a lot of junk removal, and we do a lot of building demolitions. And then what we do is we take the pieces and parts of these buildings, and we take them apart, and we bring them back, and we sell them at our warehouse. And we do a lot of that. And what I'm doing with the channel is I'm trying to grow my influence, and we're going to take this all over the state of Florida first.
And just for everyone, David jumped on and he's like, hey, what do we do? And, we came up with this strategy for him, which was people want to see the project. People want to see you remove stuff and then go through that process, kind of just the day-to-day, kind of be behind the scenes of that, which is great. And David, this looks really good. I'm actually pretty impressed with this, more than you know. I mean, look at that. You have, in the last 90 days, 500,000 views on this video. This is so great. Who's doing your thumbnails too?
Me. Is that okay?
No,
all right?
No. But these thumbnails are good. So, which is good.
So a couple of these videos, I think I confused the algorithm I did some videos where we pulled over some houses with cars and ramped a truck through a house and stuff like that. And I think I confused the algorithm because my numbers are down.
No, it's I don't know if that's the right way to look at it. We'll kind of dive in here in a second, and I'll kind of explain, what's happening here. Okay. So what generally happens is YouTube's trying to understand your audience. So always just replace algorithm with audience, right? So YouTube came in, you had these videos right here, and part of it is an issue that I need you to stop doing. So I see some shorts and I see a longer form. What you don't want to do is have 3 notifications going out to people, and when you release content on the same day, that's going to notify people, and so YouTube has to choose which notification to send out. So just make sure shorts are on a completely separate day, and you'll be okay. And in fact, what I normally do is I go into the advanced, I'll upload the short, get ready to release. And then under advanced, you can say, don't notify subscribers. I don't notify my subscribers of shorts. And so I want that to happen just naturally through that. And so what happens is you had this video that brought in some great views. This is your great video, right? Now, what happened is it did some views and it took some time. And then you released these videos, which once again, you had another video that was doing okay, but this is when this video right here on February 2nd started to take off. So on, about a week, and you can see it in the graph of where it actually started to take off. See, right there, and it started to lift up. And so really good thumbnail. It's probably one of the better thumbnails on your thing. And it was like, okay, walking through 6 houses to be removed on 51 acres. Really great title. Good. I'm very curious about that. Right. But then it lifted up. So this one video lifted your whole channel. And the way that it worked was YouTube was finding the audience that actually really, really liked this. Okay. And what happens is when it goes up, it's going to come back down to the new baseline. So this was the new baseline right here. Okay. And now it's starting to go down because you haven't had another really good performer when it comes to this type of content. So from your perspective, what was the value of this video right here? What would you say from a viewer's perspective, David?
I think it felt like an adventure. That's also the 5th thumbnail.
Yeah, and it's okay. It's a great thumbnail. I really like the thumbnail, but it was walk through. And then it was like 6, not 1 houses, not 2 houses, but 6. So I knew you were going to be going. For me, it's a progression video because you're not doing all 6 at once. So you're going to get see what's at this one that you can salvage. You went to another house, and so it was kind of mechanics, on top of it, right? And then 2, it weaves in. Well, you don't know what you're going to discover. There could be people living in there. There could be whatever. There's a lot of little things that you're seeing from it, and so that's kind of the value proposition of that. So the walkthrough, fill in the blank, to be removed in fill in the blank is kind of your bucket. So it's like if you have multiple projects and or whatever, that's great, And so you can see similar views like that you did the day before Christmas, and then. This one's like just kind of more drama, the scrapyard, but and it looks like you're doing the channel Jumpstart, way of actually using this, and you can see that pretty much the walkthroughs are what's bringing in the traffic, at least over the last 90 days. And so the question is going to be is this. So this is where I always go into it, do it 100% of the time. Which is kind of understanding this audience. So right here, you brought in new viewers and you hit returning viewers. Okay, that's good. We now understand who the viewers are. It's like 80% male, 19% female in the United States. And basically they're Gen X and above. And you can see that, hey, some millennials, but mostly Gen X and above. And then 2, this is where the gold is to start seeing who's replying for what, right? So it looks like, oh, the hurricane stripped out a bunch of the Romex as well. You're starting to get the interaction between what people are doing. And I think where it's at, the value proposition, and this is what I told you from the beginning, is they just want to see the treasures you find, right? And it's all about the treasures, and it's all about treasure hunting when it comes to this. Now, your treasure hunting is in other people's that they're discarding, or you're getting something for demolition, and ultimately you're taking that, and it's taking those treasures back to know how much it's worth and all that other stuff. But it's also, hey, look at the devastation in and also around that. But I think the hurricane destroyed. I think it's a bucket you'll always be able to do, regardless of what it is. These are really important comments right here, David. Found your video in my feed and liked it. I'm gonna subscribe. Like to see more. Worked for a demo company, so it's pretty much telling you, oh, I used to do this for some stretch ago. Find it interesting. And then people. I worked here for blah blah blah. Some summers tearing out parts of the industrial buildings. So you can see people that have done that in the past. They're actually active viewers of your stuff as well. Yeah, and I think people are just very curious. Found your study, enjoyed it. Getting to know these people is really, really important. I love stuff like this, David. Whenever they time code it, it tells me exactly what they're saying and why. And it tells you, oh my gosh, the copper wires and smelting the copper wires, like, you can't sell the wires, but you can get the copper out of it, right? And then there's a lot of discussion on it. Okay. So generally, and I want to just kind of preface this right, David, so you understand it. Every channel that I've seen follows the same pattern. Okay, they have a video take off. YouTube tries to define this audience. It comes back down. Okay, they have another video take off, like this right here. Doesn't matter if it's short or long. It does the same thing, and then it comes back down. Did you see? You increase your baseline right here, right? Then it goes for a period of time, and then you have another video take off, and YouTube says, "Oh, I'm actually understanding who this audience." Like I've been able to see multiple videos that it's taken off, and now we start to understand the audience. And that's this video when it popped off. Okay, you already released the content, and it just says, "Oh, we found the viewer for it. Let's go and find it." Okay, and so now it increased the baseline to here. So just in a short amount of time, you 4x'd where you were at in the beginning at your baseline, right? And your highest point is now your baseline. And so the cool thing about it is right here, you had pretty much about a month and a half that you needed to take it up again, and you didn't, and it's starting to come back down. So what we're looking at is what would be similar projects that you could do that would actually bring it back up, which is anything when it's like demoing anything from a hurricane / area, and then you're in an area that you're still probably cleaning up a lot of hurricane stuff, right? But it's also the walkthroughs. If you look for everything, walkthroughs, and then the multiple salvaging multiple things, right? I think this one's a good one too. There's a really good thumbnail, I think, from my perspective. But it's like I would have probably done this differently. Whenever you do money, don't spell it out. Write it out. So $22 million, make it $22 million. It's like I would literally change this right now if it was me. Not like right now, but after the call, David. But
yeah, I get it.
22 million. So it sends a deeper message that people go, whatever. But it's also a keyword that you'd be using a lot. So if you're doing anything with that, that's great. So always spell out the money, not spell it out, but use it as numerals, right? But same here, just change it. Anything that you're doing from that, it sends a bigger message than just abbreviating it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what projects do you have that you're currently doing right now, or what's going on with this? What this is your vlog style?
So I got this idea from Alex Hormozy. I'm going out to see him in a couple days. we're basically, the whole reason I started this was to take our business, and we're going to try to take it as big as we can get it. So we're going to scale it and take it all over the state of Florida, and I'm learning how to scale it from him. But to build an audience and take people on the journey of us actually building.
Yeah, but here's the difference. Like, I know, Alex, I did a strategy, so like I'm not worried about that. Okay, but you're not even hitting the same audience. Look at it. You lost everybody right there. Like, yeah, like, so it's all about momentum. It's all about momentum.
All right.
And the strategy I gave you will actually do more for what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, than any other thing that you're doing.
All right. So I'll move that to another channel then, if I'm going to do that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I was trying to figure out if I could isolate just Florida, and I couldn't figure it out from anybody. But I guess
you don't need to. Yeah, just put it on a different channel, and you're good to go. So,
okay.
But realistically, it's about finding hidden treasures and seeing the value in it when others don't see the value. That's your goal. And it's just like, you never know what you're going to find with the hidden treasures, but the more unique of a story it is, like, hey, we did this many homes, or it was this whole thing, or, so-and-so, had this destroyed in a hurricane, there's a lot of curiosity.
So the one I'm releasing tonight, where we literally took and made a dirt ramp on that 51 acres and jumped a truck into the house. And it's really cool, but it seems like I did 3 of those in a row, and it just doesn't seem like I got any traction out of it.
Well, can I explain why?
Yeah, sure.
How's that finding a treasure? That's just demoing it.
All right. Okay.
You see where I'm going with this?
So even though I'm doing the walkthroughs, what they're interested in is, what are we going to find?
Right. Now, I don't mind you doing it, that you're, jumping a car into the house, but that shouldn't be the only reason why you're doing the video. It's just like, okay, now what do we find? It's more about discovering things and finding the small little treasures that most people don't even look at.
But there, I did a couple of these where I did like the top 10 things that we picked up over the last month, and they didn't really get much traction. So,
but it's the top things that you picked up, not the story of finding it. Like, that's what you have to do. You have to look at it for what it is.
It's the story of finding it, right?
It's the story of finding it. That's the satisfaction. Not, hey, look what we found. Like, I found this lens at the the beach. Well, you just showed me what you found. I want to discover it with you. That's what that says. You see, that's the satisfaction that they get from it.
All right, so they want to go on the journey then.
That's the whole thing that they want to do.
Okay. All right.
And I'll be honest with you, David. When we first did the first consult, gave the idea, and you're like, this overwhelms me. You've taken action, brother. Like, that's what I love about you. Is you've taken action, even though that this is a new world for you. You're taking action. What I'm saying is, the audience that you're taking along loves to see what your job is and loves to see the little details, and it's taking them on. And so this whole thing with the vlog is a big misstep. I'm so glad that we caught it before you just really damaged your channel. And so literally, I would pretty much take these videos, put them on a new channel, and push it out over there, or anything moving forward. But this is going to definitely hurt. And I'm glad that you're able to jump on to see, these are the people that care about it. But I can guarantee you that as you build this audience right here, the ones that want to be along with the story, you're going to have more business than you can ever imagine. You're going to have things come out in a unique way. You're going to like your whole Rhino logo and all that other stuff. It's going to be like very iconic that people can see to it. And it's going to do more financially than you can ever imagine. And trust me, I've seen this over and over again. I even look at Jumpstarters that have come through that have literally transformed their life because they listened to what we were talking about. Outdoors with Eric's perfect scenario for that. Like, he literally pivoted because it was more, I like to do YouTube, but he found his jam. And he was doing more, we looked at Sasquatch or whatever. No. He found the outdoor thing that he actually enjoys, and it transformed. The same with Jeff, and we even had another Jumpstarter here, didn't we? I swear we did. Case of the Dill. Yeah, great. Okay.
Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it more than you
All right,
can imagine. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, David.
So that was it. That's what Darrel had to say to us, and we're going to learn from it. Justin jumped back on Discord with me, and he gave me a bunch of advice on some thumbnails. And based off of what he said, I went through and I changed about 5 to 10 of our thumbnails yesterday and shortened up our titles and got us to, there's something called vidIQ, and got us to in the 90s on our keyword hotspot of the thumbnail and the title. So it got us in the 90s. We've been in like the 60s with me doing it. I think I have a tendency to want to make the titles too long. So here, that's it's Dave Lockwood, Remove It Pros Demolition, and we'll see you on the next vlog.